time zones, my Sakonauts. I'm Sako Tumi, also known as the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, and welcome to the Monday morning Witchy Hour. Today we're going to talk about burnout. All right. So it is the end of November, and I am a writer, as are many of my audience. So burnout, burnout is basically on the precipice of everybody's mind. So I'm going to talk about the symptoms of burnout, how to kind of figure out whether it's burnout or just exhaustion, and what to do about it. Things that you can do about it so that it's not so terrible. However, before all of that, if we haven't met before, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. It is very nice to meet you. And if you have been here before, it is so awesome to see you back. I love you guys. Super love. I'd like to start this morning with a grounding ritual to start your day. This starts you near your domain. If you've not created a domain, you might want to sign up for my newsletter, which is linked below. And I don't send like spam mail or anything like that. I actually don't write newsletters like at all. So you basically just get a free thing without having to sign up for anything. All right, here we go. Sit with your hands in your lap and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. And as you let it out completely through your mouth, let go of the tension from the night and the grogginess of the morning. Take another deep breath in. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in pure love. And as you breathe out, imagine you are breathing out forgiveness. Take a third deep breath in, and as you do so, imagine a light coming in at the top of your head. It enters at the top of your head and spreads down over your face, neck, and shoulders. This cleansing light now expands along your back, down your legs, and out through your feet. It is as if cleansing light is a constant flow of soothing energy entering from your head and passing out through the arches of your feet. You are just outside the door of your domain. The air is crisp and cool. The evergreens sway slightly in the breeze, and the ground has a large patch of moss at your feet. Step barefoot onto the moss. Feel how soft it is. Feel the solid ground underneath. The light coming into your head can now be translated into energy that you can send out your feet. Convert the light into roots and send the roots out the bottoms of your feet and deep into the earth, as deep as you can. The soil is fresh, easy to toil, easy to carve a path down. Feel how anchored you are, how close to the earth. Reach down as far as you can. The earth hugs your roots comfortably, no matter how sharp or curly, no matter how many times they split off. Slowly pull the roots back up the way they came. Your roots slither through the dark, the soil filling in its wake. Pull the roots back into your feet, convert it back to the light, and let the light filter through you and out the top of your head. Take one more deep breath in and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Welcome. If you're just joining us, we just did our morning grounding ritual. My Discord is blowing up. Boop, 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 boop. Hi, RC. Lovely to see you. Hi, Billy. Thank you so much. I worked very hard on it. All right. I need to actually outline my show. But next I'm going to pull a tarot card for the week and see how it's going to treat us this last week of November. Also, I have a fancy sound booth action kind of happening today. I'm hoping that my sound quality is way better than when I used the mic on this thing or the camera. I'm using my fancy mic in a sound booth situation. Speaking of sound booth situation, not better. So let me know how I sound. Should I continue to use, too crisp? Or sounds great. Okay. All right, let's see what is up. Judgment. Light. There we go. Judgment. Let's see what bullshit explanation the book gives us. And then I will put in my 2 cents. Temperance, Devil, Tower, Judgment. The angel blows the horn of Gabriel, a symbol of judgment in the Bible. The stairway leads to the center of the solar disk and into the redeeming fire of the Creator. The 2 figures of a man and woman have been summoned by the angel and reverently await their fate. The judgment scene of the dead or departed souls is the Celtic vision of judgment after their conversion to Christianity. It shows an acceptance of their fate, an acknowledgement of a higher judgment. In the pre-Christian age, the Celts believed that a man could descend into the underworld or Anwin, an astral plane, not only for the purpose of subduing its evil inhabitants, but also to learn their secrets, thus freeing them from their journey into their heaven, the land of youth. A time of personal choice or being able to make an important decision unhindered. A change of position often means a new residence or a totally new career. A final decision is made which is singularly crucial to the querent and will fall in his or her favor. It indicates a time to put one's house in order and settle outstanding debts. That is... So in my tarot deck, I don't have a judgment card. I have a karma card. You get out of the universe what you put into it. Right? So there's your man, there's your woman, there's Gabriel. And I'm sure I could analyze the shit out of this card, but if you put negativity out, then you're going to receive negativity. That's how I feel about it. So on the topic of burnout, I would say that if you're exhausted, take the break. Holy crap, take the break. I haven't written my entries into my tarot journal in a couple of weeks, but I'll have to watch through my back episodes and kind of log my notes. Oh, thank you. Hi, Jen writes romance. Nice to see you. Good morning, Jen. All right. I have this article up. Oh, excuse me. I chugged my coffee, so I don't want my camera to, or not my camera, but my mic to pick it up. Because apparently my mic is directional. Let's see. Okay, 4 symptoms or signs of burnout. Being that it is the end of November and those partaking in NaNoWriMo or wrapping the quarter up are running into the possibility of burnout. So how can you tell that it's burnout and not just exhaustion? I'll go into the specifics here in a second. Hi. Your name threw me off, Sako. That's okay. My name? Oh, the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, as opposed to Sako. Morning, almost didn't make it, just woke up. Well, hopefully you can drink your coffee with some good company. I was just about to start talking about burnout and the psychological effects thereof. And then things we can do about it. Itchy head. All right. Let's see here. Symptom number 1. Well, exhaustion. Exhaustion or fatigue is one of the foremost signals that you might be suffering from burnout, especially when coupled with one or more of the other symptoms that I have listed below. Wanting to sleep all the time is one of the symptoms of depression, but it can also be because of fibromyalgia, diabetes, chronic stress, sleep apnea, or a thyroid disorder, just to name a few. However, if you are exhausted, have no energy, or find that normal tasks take longer to finish, you might be burnt out. Another symptom is dissatisfaction or apathy with work. We all have days when we don't really feel like working. But when that happens every day and becomes the norm, then there is a problem. Feelings of wondering what's the point, not enjoying the work, or just a general feeling of dissatisfaction with the overall job can indicate that it might be time for a change. Rather than suffer through organizational challenges and stressful job that has been shown to affect mental health and increase job burnout, you can focus on what it is in your power to change. Also, apathy and the like can also be a sign of depression. Depression and burnout definitely share a lot in common. And one often begets the other. Tension headaches. We have all had a headache in our lives. They can really hurt, whether they are from hormones, noise, food sensitivities, posture, or even the glare from a computer screen. However, recognize that burnout at work can cause a tension headache. If you are suffering from bad headaches on a regular basis, it could be because of chronic workplace stress due to your boss, coworkers, job tasks, or dealing with others in the workplace. For job satisfaction, you need to be a good fit for your job, have a trusted supervisor, and be accomplishing your goals. Lack of job satisfaction is a headache in and of itself. Now, there are muscles underneath your trapezius that will send stress, especially if you do bad posture and stare at a screen all day like I do. It will send it right up your neck, going into the base of your skull, up the sides, and eventually to the top of your head, where it can explode into a cluster headache if you're not careful. It is also called a suicide headache for a reason. So it's not a migraine. That is different. But cluster headaches are common in my life, especially if I burn out. This article that I'm reading kind of focuses on if you go to a company and you are working under someone. I really want to talk to you guys regarding when you work for yourself, because we are our hardest bosses. We are our worst critics. So I had to learn how many hours I should reasonably work without burning out and without oversleeping. So balancing my time became my utmost priority. So I do so many creative things, and I was just talking to Ginny this morning about how she hit burnout with her story, with her nano project. And she fell asleep at her computer, head on the keyboard, and woke up at 2:00 in the morning and said, something's got to give. I need rest. I'm not resting, and my work is suffering for it. It is the hardest thing to do. I absolutely agree, especially if you work from home. I know the pandemic kind of taught people how to work remotely, but because of toxic capitalism, we have guilt when it comes to self-care. When if you're not being productive, then what good are you, right? So that is one of the big hurdles that you have to clear in order to really come to terms with how you should balance your time. And I learned that I need to be part-time for everything. So couple hours here, couple hours there, couple hours there, couple hours sleeping, an hour cleaning my house, an hour, bathing and getting dressed and putting on makeup and stuff like that. Not that I put on makeup today, of course. Speaking of not sleeping well, let's talk about that. Not sleeping or eating well. Burnout can cause changes in your sleep patterns and how well you sleep. It can also cause some people to stop eating a healthy diet. If you are burned out, then you may be too exhausted to stand at the stove and cook a healthy meal. Is there a correlation between bringing home fast food and burnout? Probably. These are the main symptoms of burnout. So if you are having an issue with one or several, you should take a close look to see if burnout is causing your issues. Talking with a therapist can also help. Our next post will talk about ways to recover from burnout. So, step number 1, create boundaries. If you are one of those people who give more than they take, if you have a hard time saying no, there are ways to word it so that you are clearly drawing a boundary instead of outright declining to do a thing. So first, keep your boundaries. Don't allow anyone to push them or violate them. Whether you work from home or in a work environment, you need boundaries in place to help with creating a healthy routine every day. There are techniques that can help with this, such as setting an alarm when it's time to stop working, or having a to-do list so that you can see your success as you mark things off. I personally found benefit in the to-done list. So I don't write down what I need to do because that list gets longer and longer and longer and longer. Instead, I need to write down the things that I've accomplished. So I have done an actionable step with one project or another. Therefore, I write from hour to hour that I did X. Right? So that at the end of the day, when my alarm goes off and my day is over, then I absolutely can look at my list. Even though I feel like I got nothing done, I can look at this list and confirm, no, really, I got a lot done. You guys are quiet this morning. Chiefly, stop being as accessible during your off hours. Ding, ding, ding. Stop being as accessible during your off hours and feeling like you can't say no. Here are a few firm responses that mean no and can lessen burnout. It's not okay when you ask me to do that for you. Nope, I'm just not comfortable doing that. By no means can I do that for you. I can't fit that into my schedule. I just don't have the time to do that. I'm in the middle of several things and there's just no way, which is one I use quite a bit, actually. I don't have any room on my calendar is another one that I use quite a bit. Show them that you care while saying no. Consider saying thanks, but I have a commitment on that day, or I'm sorry, I can't do this for you at that time. Do that for you this time. There we go. English, I know it. I'm sucking down espresso right now. I haven't had coffee yet. No talkie before coffee. Also, Jen is already at the sharpening stone, grinding that axe, getting shit done. When you work on your own and you are deadline driven like I am, it's even worse when you are being held accountable by other people. Listening to my cat chirp. The espresso. Address your mental health. You must know the symptoms of burnout, which I just discussed, and recognize them in yourself before you can start a recovery plan. You can't edit a manuscript that you haven't written, right? For a very long time, there has been a stigma in seeking out mental health help. Break the stigma. Contact a counselor or a therapist. Having a trained professional to talk to who is impartial can help you get your life back on a good track. Spend time with family, provided your family isn't toxic. Burnout is treatable, especially when you begin to cultivate more positive emotions. So the next talks about schedule breaks throughout the day. And for many of us, we do sprints. And what sprints do is they're Pomodoro sprints. So you do a certain amount of time on, a certain amount of time off. I actually, or don't spend time with family. I know yeah, exactly. Found family. Spend time with found family. Chosen family. Instead of working straight through the day at full throttle, schedule times to step away and relax for a few minutes. Go outside and look at the sky. These moments of awe can make you realize that you are not alone. Quiet, reflective moment can help diminish the overwhelming stress of work and allow you time to get a read on how you are doing and what is most important in your life. This cat is begging. Go on. This talks about exercise. I do not have a lot of time for exercise. The most exercise that I get is when I belly dance or do yoga. We always hear how important exercise is, but it really helps your body to eliminate buildup or chronic stress and energy so that you are better able to relax and cope with challenges. Not only that, but there are also many known health benefits to sticking to an exercise regimen. No need to run the marathon. Just start by taking a walk or doing any physical activity that you enjoy. Yay, mornings, but also boo mornings. Yeah. Should I make this stream not a morning thing? Should I make this like a Sunday night deal? No, it would be really late at night. Meow, 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 meow. Meow. He's like, you haven't fed me enough today. I fed him an hour ago. I do belly dance. That is my exercise. And I spin poi as well. So I'm actually working on a form where I combine spinning poi and belly dancing. I hoop every once in a blue moon. I'm moving very slowly on that front. So also I live in a townhouse, so I'm taking the stairs freaking all the time. No, keep it at the same. It gives me a reason to face Mondays. Oh, okay. I will continue to do the thing. I take my cat out for a walk in the morning during a break from my comic work. That is an excellent plan. Provided your cat doesn't go for a drag. Sako's poi, first spelling is correct, is hypnotic. I love it. Thank you very much. I can't remember if I showed it off on YouTube or not during a Vlogmas thing. I can't recall. Last but no, not last. There's a couple more. Be mindful, which is a buzzword, but being aware of, being self-aware really is integral to battling stress, for sure. In the moment, pay attention to what is going on around you. Take a breath. Notice how you are feeling and what you are thinking. Be present instead of somewhere else in your thoughts. I'm sure there are a lot of places to be in those thoughts, but instead, just stay present. Being mindful will help you cope with the stressors that are causing you to experience burnout. Deep breathing is also an important way to relax and be done anywhere with great effect. So I want to tear that apart for a second. And I welcome you guys to... Oh, I did a live once from a wedding. That's right. Yeah. And also he meows until I take him out. So my cat only meows when he's hungry. So if I'm in the kitchen and I'm not paying attention to him, he will meow at me. But otherwise, he will only trill. I bet it's still up on my channel. I bet. It's a couple years ago, but yes. Have we known each other that long? That trips me out. So just noting that you have burnout is the first step to recovery, right? So you can stop, check in with yourself, check in with the physical aspects of yourself, check in the mental aspects of yourself, check in with the spiritual aspects of yourself in this moment, and just kind of like take a breath, nice and deep, through your mouth, breathe out. And just taking a second to check in with yourself can kind of like help stave it off for a second. Another thing that you can do is find fun things to do. Find things that you enjoy when you aren't working. whether it's a hobby, starting a new class, or volunteering. Yeah, okay. Sorry. That cracked me up. Focus on having fun. Keep your sense of humor, as studies show it increases your mental well-being, lowers levels of loneliness, and lessens those nasty headaches we just talked about. Whether you like stand-up comedy, slapstick, sarcastic humor, gallows humor, observational humor, or self-defeating humor, just figure out what makes you laugh. It does not matter if you giggle, snort, chuckle, roar, or have a good belly laugh. Just enjoy the silliness. We have hung out for almost 3 years now. You are my pandemic buddy, I think. I think that is the deal. That is crazy. Because I believe I took the set for my user picture in 2019. Maybe 2020. That's a possibility. All right. How to prevent it going forward. So I strongly recommend after November, because there's 2 days left. If you haven't won Nano yet, then I suspect you're still going to try and break that record. But once you are ready to clock out for the month, take a break. Take 3 days, take a week, and enjoy the beginnings of the holiday season. Possibly recover from burnout, even though you may feel completely overwhelmed. It takes some effort and planning to create healthy habits, a good daily routine, and maintain boundaries so that you can be successful both at work and in your personal life. Whether legal boundaries, relationship boundaries, emotional boundaries, or time boundaries, remember what Tony Gaskin says. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, and what you reinforce. That's profound. That's how I remember. We're all so bored back then. Yeah, pretty much. I kept myself busy. I sure. My Facebook is blowing up. Boop. 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 Being able to recognize when burnout might be creeping up on you will help you to take a step back, look at what's going on, and adjust accordingly. Stop and think. Create a flexible mindset as you focus on how much control you have over the situation and what is in your power to change. Be self-aware. Focus on strategies that you have found helpful in the past to maintain a positive attitude. Sorry, I have this cat begging for food. With a positive mindset and improved quality of life, you can alleviate some of the distress that burnout is causing and reduce your risk of burnout in the future. Excuse me. All things considered, having support systems in place, whether a therapy person, therapist, that guy, family member, or friend. Again, the family member, let it be member of your chosen family will help you get back to a place of balance. Learning to communicate and not internalize emotions is crucial. It really is all about being connected to those things in life that enrich your world and where you can make meaning. ASMR with my cat, am I right? Where did they go? Instead of thinking that taking care of yourself is selfish or feeling guilty that you are doing so, recognize that it will enable you to succeed and be fulfilled in the areas of your life that you can do right now. You are not alone. And if no one has told you today, you are amazing. Hi, Kibby. Good to see you. I was just talking about burnout. I have to lean this way because that's where my mic is. My burnout is usually after I have a stint of hyperproductivity. Yeah, me too. Also, hi, Jen. Woot. So, my 2 cents. My 2 cents regarding burnout is to be self-aware. Check in with yourself. Kind of like, do I have signs of depression? Do I have signs? And many of the signs for depression are also doing... I'm sorry, my screen flickered and I know. Where was I? You can't edit a blank manuscript. You can't recover from something that you don't know what the diagnosis is, right? So most of the burnout suggestions that they give for kind of preventing it from happening in the future, or preventing it, or recovering from burnout, are also ways to talk about depression. Works the same way. Ha ha ha, burnout. I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm on lunch and recouping for the next leg. There's that break that we were talking about, you know? That essential break. Taking breaks throughout the day kind of help reset you for doing that next leg, for doing that next batch of hours that demand your work. Essential is key. Yeah. Essential breaks. I have 15 minutes left and I have no idea what to talk about. So if you find that suicidal ideation begins to interrupt the way that you function as a human being, or you find that you can no longer function at all, you are staying in bed for days at a time, or you're playing video games for a week straight, or you're... what's another symptom? You're giving away valuable objects that you you have sentimental value over, giving away your belongings. Seek help. Seek help. Because it may be depression rather than burnout. And oftentimes, if you check in with yourself and you feel this crushing despair when it comes to work, then seek help. That is my 2 cents regarding the difference between burnout and... I feel like burnout is just another name for severe depression for a finite amount of time. And if you don't stop to take stock of where you are mentally, then how do you seek help? How do you explain to someone what is happening to you? Well, I don't know what else to say. I know therapy, especially right now, is very... And hyperproductivity could be confused with mania. Absolutely. They are so closely related. Hyperfocusing, hyperproductivity. Oh my gosh, my cats. Jesus. Hey, hey, hey. Ah. Agreed. So if your default setting is deep depression for prolonged amounts of time, and then hyperactivity, hyperfocus for an equal amount of time, frankly, one often begets the other. You know, like toxic productivity is going to teach us that we need to get back to work as quick as possible and try and make up for lost time. Don't do that to yourself. I know most of us have self-imposed deadlines, and we try to uphold to them, but they can always be moved. Be kind to yourself. If you liked this video at any point, I encourage you to hit the like button. And if you want to see more streams like this one, you can find me here on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'll try to have a topic picked out for the day. And I might have a guest with me. But you should subscribe and maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that YouTube actually notifies you when I go live. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.